Hello, loves. So today is another wonderful lesson, and I see it as a perfect continuation from yesterday's lesson because today we are actually getting to see and recognize that there is another way of looking at the world. So that since we are the ones who have invented the world that we currently see, that means there is another way of seeing it. So today we are opening to realizing that there is another way of looking at this world, and this is the vision that we are all asking for. So even the first line, it says, today's idea is an attempt to recognize that you can shift your perception of the world in both your outer and inner aspects. So a full 5 minutes today is to be set on applying today's lesson. There is another way of looking at this world. For once we change our inner perception of the world, our outer world really does change. And I, experience this in my every single day life, that instead of it being consisting of up and down yo-yos, some days a good day, some days a bad day, it's perfectly stable and it's filled with miracles. So now the answer is given us to give, instead of thinking that the answer is outside of us or that it'll come at some later date. So today we're allowing that date to be now. Let me see this world as it is, and let me see this world differently from how I've seen it before. And it'll begin inwardly and outwardly. So Jesus says that to apply today's lesson in a very unhurried fashion. So I would recommend setting the stopwatch on your phone. Set it for 5 minutes and let yourself literally go inside. Take all the time you need. Be still. Apply the thought for today and do it in a very unhurried fashion. And then he also says, merely glance around casually around the world you perceive as outside of yourself. And then close your eyes and survey your inner thoughts with equal casualness. So when we open our eyes, everything looks to be outside of the self. That is okay. Slowly survey it. And then close your eyes and survey the inner world as well. He says, try to remain as uninvolved in both and to maintain this detachment as you repeat the idea throughout the day. And I think it's important to remain detached, because when you're detached, you become the awareness. You become the observer to your thoughts. You become the observer to your world. And then instead of being in the world and thinking the world has trapped you in, now you're observing it. So now you're taking the new perspective of vision, right? Instead of physical sight in the world within the physical body. So we're recognizing that by being detached from our thoughts and being detached from the outer world is when the true vision can come streaming in. He also says that there are shorter practice periods that can be applied as frequently as possible throughout the day. So again, even write the thought on your hand here, and that's what I've done many times. And then no matter where you are, you reach for something, you see it, oh yeah, remind yourself of the thought. And he also says that anytime that there's something that might have disturbed you or caused you distress or upset, then apply, there is another way of looking at this. There's another way of looking at this. There's another way of looking at this. And eventually, as we say that thought to ourselves, we will receive that new vision of what we are asking for. He says, remember to apply today's idea the instant you are aware of distress. It may be necessary to take a minute or so to sit quietly and repeat the idea to yourself several times. Closing your eyes will probably help in this form of application. So today's lesson is quite straightforward, very easy. It's a continuation of the previous lessons and opening us up to our future lessons, and it is a beautiful one. So remember, beautiful souls, there is another way of looking at this world. And so it is. I love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day.